Bigfoot, aliens from outer space. There are stories out there that have haunted us for generations. Ordinary people put in terrifying situations. Sometimes the unexplained is stranger than the books we read. Do you have a story? An unsolved mystery? Lock yourself away with us for the next hour and let's talk about it. Nothing is too far. Nothing is off the table. You want to be heard? You want your story out there? Or do you just want someone to believe you? Well, then let's talk. I've got time and you've got a story. Don't be afraid. Don't be scared. Find the courage to call us or just listen in while we work through the stories of regular people just like you, reliving extraordinary situations. It's time to go off the record.
Good Lord, is that healthy or what? That's a good, healthy sign now. That's good stuff, baby. All right. Everybody calm down. Take your seats now. Just relax. Everybody needs to calm down now. Hold up on that car wash there, boy. Let's see where we're at. Let's see if things are moving now. It looks like we're recording on the PodTrack is moving up and down. Let's check Streamlabs, shall we? For lack of a better terminology, Streamlabs looks like it's moving side to side. We should be good there. And we're broadcasting on the butt. Oh, but it's not on the butt. Why is there nothing on the butt? There's nothing coming through on the butt, and I don't know why. Let's try that again.
Volume's a little low also.
It is not coming through. We have nothing on the butt. Not a damn thing on the butt. And I don't know why. I do the same thing I always do. Push the button. Here we go. Dome, 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 dome. Let's try it again. Now the butt decided to work. I don't know why. I do the same buttons every time. And this time, guess what? The butt. Everybody on the butt didn't get to hear the intro. Nobody on the butt got to hear the intro.
That's their favorite part.
I'm not doing it again. Every time we do this, I got to play the intro 2 times. I can't. What do you mean that's their favorite part? I'm not their favorite part? Talking to the general's not their favorite part? The show isn't their favorite part? What are you saying here? Look, I'm sorry, guys. This is a lot of complicated stuff, and we've been hurrying ourselves along. You know, it's been a busy day. Overlapping and conflicting things. You're lucky I'm even goddamn here at all. And now what do? My phone is ringing, and it's our daughter.
Which one?
The one traveling through the mountains in Oregon.
Let her be.
She could be on the side of the road.
She has a boyfriend with her.
She could be. She's calling her dad. She's calling her dad.
Maybe she dumped him off in the middle of the street.
Maybe this will fit the show. Maybe it's a Bigfoot thing.
Good God.
You don't know. It could be. There could be. Dad, there's Bigfoot on the side of the road. I'm calling the show right now. They're in Oregon.
Staff is reporting it's still a little low, but better volume.
Well, I don't know where are they talking about? Now, I raised it a little bit on the PodTrack on the streaming, but I'm not raising it on the butt. I'm not doing
I'm
the butt.
being overruled by staff, said to answer her.
Well, let's look right here. She has made it to the destination. She is waiting for, I know where she's at. She's in a parking lot. She's in a Costco. She's in a Costco parking lot. So I don't think she's having a Bigfoot confrontation in a Costco.
No.
I don't think the aliens are abducting.
She made it to Grandma and Grandpa's house.
She did. So now her uncle's coming to guide them in the rest of the way. I'm sure that's what it is. I'm sure she was just calling to let me know.
Volume is perfect now.
I raised it a little bit there.
Well, good for you.
All right. Now we're on the same page.
Way to go.
So here's the deal. We have a couple of callers tonight. Okay?
Okay.
We got a couple of callers. We got Sean, who's been on the show before. But I got to tell you, was Sean the one who told us like an 8-second story before? He had a really good story. Wasn't that Sean who had that really good story about that crazy cop in Chicago?
Yes. That he saw in the field or whatever.
No. Remember, he was driving. He came out of that store with his buddy like 11 o'clock at night. And there was rumors of this old ghost cop.
Yes.
And this cop was a beat cop who used to murder and kill people, mainly minorities like blacks and stuff, back in Chicago back in the day. And there's rumors that this ghost was around town.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, and they didn't know the story till after they saw this cop. So you would think that a guy like Sean could say, all right, me and my buddy, it was 11 o'clock at night. It's on a Friday. And we come out into the parking lot. We go to get in our car, but there's this cop, and he's dressed like from the 1930s. You could make this story. You could paint this picture and tell us what happened. We could really get involved.
Some people can't tell a story like you.
And I think it was Sean McCarthy comes out and says...
Like me.
Says, yeah, we saw a ghost cop. He's pretty close to the car. We're like, well, when?
Wasn't that bad?
It was a long time ago. No, Sean told an 8-second story. 8 seconds. Well, what do we do with the rest of the show, Sean? I love you, buddy. You're one of my favorite people, but what do we do with the rest of the show, Sean? We got a whole show to fill here. And he's like, yeah, it's pretty scary. It's a good thing that I love Sean to death, or I'd have been like, dude, give us a little more. Come on, don't make me pull teeth here, buddy. I'm not sure. But so the other guy we got to talk to is Eric. Now, Eric had, Eric's got problems.
Why don't we wait and see?
Eric's our second caller, but he's got problems.
Why are you saying that?
Because I think he's calling in for help. The notes that I'm seeing in here for the second part of the show is Eric is like, he gave us his phone number, and he says right here in the notes, I've got problems, I need help, and only the general calling me from the Off the Record show can help. That's what I'm hearing. I'm looking right at the screen. That's what Shiloh Ferguson, our producer, wrote down his notes.
All right.
It's a true story. So
True as a story.
Why don't you say something clever while I take a swig, okay?
Something clever. You said to say something clever.
And that's not something clever. That's about the most boring, repetitive thing you could do.
That's what you told me to say.
Is to repeat what I said. That's just...
You just told me what to say. You gave me the answer. I said the answer.
Did I say repeat after me?
No, you said say something clever.
Invent something clever. Okay? Invent something clever to say. There. Now you can't copy me. Show's on you now, big girl.
I'm fine. I'm good. I'm hanging in here. If he doesn't behave himself, I'm not packing his clothes.
Gonna be like the hairdresser and make me go around naked?
Also, just so you know, the radio station is playing Tom Petty. You suck.
Okay. How about now?
I don't know. We'll see what
How
Scott
about
says.
now? I don't know if this... Okay, going back to KGXT Radio, you guys missed the intro because for some reason it wouldn't play it. You guys missed my wonderful introduction. For some reason, it wouldn't play it. I'll just start over right now. Welcome to Off the Record. It is April 8th. It is 7:18 p.m. Los Angeles time. We're broadcasting from the Loop Studios in the high deserts of Nevada. That's right. We're not broadcasting from Las Vegas. We're not at a whorehouse in Pahrump. No. We're broadcasting from the high deserts, right? Where all the alien activity, and I don't think there's been one Bigfoot sighting in the desert of Nevada. I can't say that. I can't say, be careful now, there's Civil War sightings out here in the deserts of Nevada.
Wouldn't there be minors?
Were they all underage? 13-year-olds?
Not that kind of minors.
Oh, what kind of minors?
Like digging for minors. Minors.
Digging for minors?
I mean minors that dig. Whatever.
Are you tired?
Yeah, I'm
you got
really
issues.
tired.
Yeah, there is a lot of supernatural activity out in the deserts. Number one, aliens seem to attract themselves to the deserts, especially in the high deserts. That's number one. Number two, out in this area, there have been thousands of gold and silver mines where miners have died and their spirits have stayed. In fact, every ghost hunting person, every ghost hunting channel, like their Mecca, their bucket list is to get to Virginia City, Nevada, and go through the mines and the spooks and the specters. And we're not too far from that location. And we're not too far off from that at all. So, yeah, that's part of it. It could be. But no Bigfoot. I doubt that. I would say with confidence there has not been one Bigfoot sighting in Nevada. I'm going to guess no Loch Ness Monster in Nevada. So we got aliens like the high desert, ghosts like the high desert in Nevada. But you know what else?
What?
The United States military. This is where we did all the nuclear testing.
Yes, we did.
So we've created some creatures, man. There's some three-eyed fish in Pyramid Lake. There's some three-eyed fish in Pyramid Lake, I'm telling you.
There might be.
There's stuff out here. Strange things are afoot at the Circle K, my fine feathered friends. Now, Artemis 2 went behind the moon.
Ooh, the dark side. Did they play Pink Floyd?
They should have. Wouldn't that have been cool? Play Pink Floyd as soon as you lose radio contact. Play
They
Pink
had
Floyd.
like 30 minutes.
They
could have
did.
played it.
They could have played one half of that album for sure. Well, the other thing was that every time there's all these spooky stories. You know, on the dark side of the moon, we have transcripts. I think even the Y-Files covered this. If the dude on the Y-Files says it, then I believe it. I'm serious. That is one channel that when that guy says he has come to a conclusion, when he goes, he puts a lot of speculation. He leaves things out there for you guys on the Y-Files. But there's other programs he's been on when he says, here's what I believe based on my investigation. I've heard a ton of those. Everything that dude says, I believe. Everything. He's not mistaken. He's not wrong. And he never, ever exaggerates or elaborates, ever. That dude, he's funny, he's clever, he's witty, and he's Johnny on the spot with it. He had a program on there where he talked about when Apollo missions went to the dark side of the moon. And they have instruments. I don't think they could see the surface of the moon with the naked eye. Not very well, because the Artemis is 4,000 miles away. I don't know how much you can really see. I mean, how much can you see of the moon in the dark side if you're 4,000 miles away? Now, we got equipment that can see stuff. I'm good with that. But he says now when Apollo missions went around there, we have, there's video or there's audio recordings of what the astronauts saw. Now, mysteriously, NASA has deleted that. You can't listen to that. The audio files are gone. But he says what does remain, what we do have access to, are the transcripts.
Huh.
So he goes back, and there's things in the transcripts that say there's buildings down there. There's things down one of the transcripts says, I think they're watching us. I think they're looking at us. Well, isn't that proof that there's aliens? He's not talking about Russians. He's not talking about Chinese. We were up there first. Well, first humans up there. But if there's transcripts of these guys saying that they see structures, they see kind of buildings, and one of the guys says, I think they're watching us. I think they're looking at us. That's got to count. I mean, I don't think those boys back then would make that stuff up. That stuff people would make up today. A YouTuber would make that up today. But back then, these were men and women in NASA that were they were honest. They told the truth on things. They believed in America. They believed in loyalty. They did their job. They believed in service. Now, I'm not saying everybody at NASA was perfect. That's probably not true. But these guys reminded me more of John Glenn and that do the right thing, all-American soldier, all-American person. So if they go up and say they saw some stuff, I'm going to believe it. I would tell you this. I think the astronauts today are very trained, disciplined, truthful. I think they're honest. I don't think any one of them would go up there to the International Space Station or go on the dark side of the moon and go, oh my gosh, you remember the movie Transformers? I saw him. There's a Decepticon base on the other side, just to fuck with people. I don't think they do it. I think they care too much about their credibility. I don't think a lot of people on Earth do. I think they'd make up as much shit as they could. But I think that when they come back, I want some answers on that stuff, on what do we see. I don't know why Elon Musk doesn't just send a spaceship around. Do a lap. Do a lap. Get a camera, do a lap.
Didn't we just do that?
Well, yeah, but people are going to say, well, it's NASA, so it's doctored, and they're not going to show us everything. There's lots of things that are going to be classified. It's government. It's classified. We're not going to show you everything. I don't know why Elon. I should just call him. I should just call Elon and go, look, there's a lot of debate.
There wherefores and what have yous.
A lot of wherefores and what have yous.
We need answers.
We do. And say,
Elon, good with it.
Yeah, do me a favor, buddy. Can you throw up a rocket? Just do a quick lap. Take a bunch of pictures, and can we see him? Because they can't redact him. They can't classify his stuff. They can just say, he can just lay it out there and go put it out on X and go, here's everything. Here's what's on the dark side of the moon.
Right.
I think that would put to rest a lot. Or it would open up a can of worms, open up Pandora's box, as we used to say back in the old days, which they don't say anymore.
Because her box has been open?
Okay, you don't got to make it dirty.
I didn't make it dirty.
You change everything. We just did a podcast. You made it dirty.
I didn't say it dirty. I just said her box is open.
Why don't you just call her a whore? That's what you're doing. Just say it. She's a whore. Pandora's a whore. Just that's what you're getting at. I know. Can't get through one show without you making the show dirty. All right. So I'm not so sure that we're going to get any answers on this tonight, but we might because our second caller is along that line. We'll see. But we're going to call Sean first. Sean's been on the show before. Sean's an avid supporter of the program. One of our OGs. There's Dale Wine. There's Sean MacArthur. There's some dudes that are staples on Facebook. And there's others too. But I mean, they've been here for years and years. So I know that Sean's not going to make stuff up. I believe him when he tells the stories. Sean's just a guy that you'd like to tell the story a little bit longer if you could. All right?
Then ask him some questions.
I'm going to. But, you know, it's not all about me.
That's the first lie of the evening.
It's not all about me. It's about the caller and about their story and about things they're interested in. I shouldn't have to sit here and pry the information out of our guests. It should just flow naturally. Okay? All right, so let's get the shop phone up and running. For those of you that are new to the program, why you're not seeing a bunch of stuff on your screen, this is a call-in show, much like in the spirit of Art Bell or George Norrie or Coast to Coast, along those lines. You guys call in and we listen. But what we do is we don't want you just blowing up the phone lines. You have to text. You text the show, 805-460-5603. You text me with a short story. If there's something interesting and I can fit you into the conversation, I will. Guess what? If not, we have our producer will call you. We'll get you your own time slot.
If during the stories that are told tonight, if you have a question to ask the caller, you can text the phone and we will ask that caller your question. Feel free, interact.
And for those of you listening along on kgxtradio.com, there is an open chat room right now in Discord, our Discord server, discord.gg/Gen X Talks.
And your queen is observing it, not typing. I can see it, but
let's see if there's anything in here first. Let's check the messages, make sure we didn't miss. I mean, you know, if an alien called in, I don't want to miss that text. All right, so let's get a hold of Sean. Let's go to our first.
Maybe we're aliens and everybody else is normal.
Why are you going to say that?
I'm just saying, flip it.
Well, if we're the aliens, then who's the natural inhabitants?
That's the question of the night.
Well, did we show up as aliens on Earth and they all died from some disease we brought with us?
Maybe we're the aliens. You never know.
Well, then who's the natural inhabitants?
That's the question.
Oh, come on. Now you got me all... Now you got my head hurting right now, and there's no reason for that. There's no reason to do that at all to me.
I'm just spinning it.
You know what? I liked it better when you were quiet. Now you got my head hurting here.
I'm sorry.
All right, let's see. Let's get Sean on here. We'll talk to Sean first.
While he's dialing, if you want to be on our show, the OTR producer is Shiloh. Her phone number, her direct line for the OTR is 509-741-6744.
That's if you want your own time slot, too, because if we can't get you in the show tonight, that is our producer. She can listen to your story. She can carve it out, and that way I call you. That way you're guaranteed a spot. All right. Let's say, Sean, got that right? Got that right? Okay, we got it. Let's give him a call.
Do we know what he's talking about?
I'm not going to bring it up just yet. Let's see if it goes.
Okay.
I want to make sure we're connected here. Make sure it's connected to where it's supposed to be. And it's not. Sean, don't answer that. I got to hang up. For some reason, the phone, every time we do a scary off-the-record show,
Glib-glob shows up.
Glib-glob comes in and fucks with our equipment, fucks with our gear. Things that work normally every time we press connect.
Things are afoot.
Every time we press connect on the radio station, it goes, except when we do off-the-record.
The things are afoot at the Circle K.
Strange things. I said, Sean, don't answer us. You know what Sean's doing? He's calling me. Don't call Sean.
He has his radio off or his thing off, so he can't hear you.
He can't hear me.
No, he can't.
Let's make sure we're connected to the right thing here. Turn on the Bluetooth. We'll double check. Got to make sure it's right.
Glib-glob.
I know every time. Okay, BTA connecting. BTA is now connected for calls. We press done. Now let's try to call Sean again. I don't
While
know.
we're waiting, Star Roberts gifted 5 Gen X Talks memberships on the YouTube channel.
That guy never misses a show. Star Roberts, him and Spot and Stock, they're good about that. All right.
Good evening, General.
There he is.
Hello, Sean.
How are you, buddy?
Hey, Mama X. Hey, General. How are you doing?
Well, we're actually exhausted, man. It's been a sprint for the past 4 days, but hey, we're here. We got a cold drink in our hands, and we understand you have a story.
Yes, well, this story is from my grandfather that recently passed away.
All right, I'm ready.
Okay, what the story is about, it's about an evil spirit called a Ohiji.
A hiji?
Yes,
What do you know
Yes,
what that
it's
is?
a-
Because I don't know what that is.
yes, it's an evil spirit who preys on children, young children.
Ooh.
Wow. Is that like an old Jamaican thing from, like a folklore in Jamaican culture?
Yes.
Okay, I got you. And what are these things known to do? Before you tell your story, what's their history like? Do they just snatch up children and leave, or do they do something else to them?
Well, mostly they suck on children's blood, so it's kind of like a witch vampire, vampiric.
Okay.
Ew.
Wow.
That's terrible, Sean. What?
So this is a children's story.
It's not a children's story.
Well, it could be a nursery rhyme
This is a-
because nursery rhymes are
Nursery
dark.
rhymes are bad, yeah, but this is not good. All right, I want to hear the story. Go ahead and give us the background on the time that this was and who's involved, and I'm going to listen in, Sean.
Okay, sure, no problem. I'll try to keep it more than 8 minutes, General.
There we go.
Good job, Sean. He was listening. Get him. Get
All
him.
right, Sean, I'm ready, buddy.
Okay. Okay, so the story takes place around 1959. My father was about 9 years old,
Okay.
and he was playing outside. It was in Kingston, Jamaica, around Kingston 11, the district,
Yeah.
and it was about 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening. He was playing with friends after school, and this older woman came around that house. She was like, "Hey, little boy, how are you doing?" And my father, being like 9 years old, was like, "I'm doing fine, and you?" And she would give him treats.
Huh.
Wait,
But,
wait,
you
wait.
know-
So she did it more than once?
Yes,
Ooh.
she did it for a while, about like around 3 weeks.
Okay.
But when she would give him treats and chat him up, like, "Hey, where do you live at?" He would be like, "Well, I live down the lane," which is like, around the corner from. It was around the corner from like a bread store,
Sure.
a banana bread store.
Right.
And so she was like, "Oh, well, no." So then she would talk, but then after a while, she would leave and be like, "Well, I have to leave. You have a great day." So fast forward about 2 days later, he comes home from school with like a friend, and the same older lady comes through, like down the lane. And as she's coming through, she does the same thing again. "Oh, hello, little boy. How are you doing?"
Wow.
Give some candy. And then she was like, my house is down. She was like, her house was like 3 blocks over on Del Cove Avenue. So he's thinking like, she's like, "Maybe you and your friends can come over and you can play at my house. I have toys."
Wow.
So
So now, wait. So
So
this lady starts hanging out at the school. Now she's hanging out on the lane, on the road, on the street, and she's trying to
Yes.
get them to come a little
Lure them
further.
to
Okay.
her house.
And she's
Yeah,
being nice,
but-
and she's giving him candy. She's
Yes.
being nice, right?
yeah, she's giving him candy and sugar cane.
Okay. All right.
But my father told my grandfather, he's like, he's like, "Father, I met this nice lady." Mind you, my father, he was a good man, but very cautious, and then my grandmother.
Yeah.
So they were like, "Tell me more about this lady." He was like, "She's an older lady, kind of like a little hunched over, she's kind of saggy."
Yeah.
My grandmother said, "That doesn't sound right." And then my grandmother, she asked my father, "Did the lady have a smell?" He said, "Yeah, she did. She smelled like rotten eggs."
Oh.
Whoa.
My grandmother freaked the hell out. She was like, that's old Hingy.
Old Hingy.
Wow.
And then, so guess what my grandmother, guess what she told my father to do? She gave him a little necklace, right? And put salt on the necklace
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
because usually salt keeps them away from people. So she gave him some potato beads and put a little bit of salt in between the holes of the potato beads.
Right.
So about the next day, the lady came to talk to my father and his friend,
Yeah.
and she wasn't as close as she was. He was like, "Hello, ma'am." He was like, yeah, I'm just coming from school. Um, he was like, "Oh," he was like, she was like, "Oh, can we come to your house?" And she was like, "No, no, 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 no." She was like, kind of like standoffish and distant, and she was like, I have to go."
Huh.
Wow. So totally different change. And your dad wouldn't have made this up at 9 years old because he didn't even know what was going on. He
Right.
didn't know about all
He
this.
didn't.
Wow.
He didn't. So guess what my father told my grandfather what happened, right?
Yep.
So my grandfather he asked my father, where did the lady live at? He showed him where the lady lived at, right?
Right.
So my grandfather actually went to her house. He said, "This is impossible," because he's like, nobody hasn't lived here in like 30 years.
Ooh.
Oh.
Whoa.
So
Did your grandfather go to the house? Did he like knock on the door or anything? Or
yes, the house was ran down. It was like deserted.
Wow.
And that was where she was trying to get those boys to go.
Yes, it was like my father and his friend and like another friend.
Wow.
But so guess what my father did? Then one night, the lady she came to our house at one night, but she couldn't come in because my grandmother was smart. She put salt outside the door.
Mm.
I'm telling you,
So-
man, that's this is like a battle. This is like a battle between the old woman and the grandmother, because the grandmother's putting up defense everywhere.
Well, let me read you a little background what I just read.
Okay, go.
The old how do you pronounce it? Hingy?
Yes, Hiji.
Is
Hiji.
The old
a
Hiji.
feared It's a feared vampire-like witch in Jamaican and Caribbean folklore, often described as an elderly woman
Wow.
who sheds her skin at night to travel as a fireball. She sneaks into homes to drink the blood or suck the breath of sleeping victims, particularly infants. And his grandma did the right thing because they said for protection, you do rice or salt and pepper. The rice, if you sprinkle rice or corn near the house, is that evil spirit is compelled to count every grain.
Wow.
The other one, the salt and pepper, is to kill her. One must find her hidden skin and rub it with salt and pepper. When she tries to put it back on, it will burn her. But yes, it's a myth that is rooted in African traditions regarding witches.
Okay, let me back up here a couple things. Number one, Sean's dad at 9 years old couldn't have made up that story because he didn't know what was going on.
Right.
His mother had to say, well, don't go near here. You got to wear this necklace here. I mean, they had to explain it to him at that time. He didn't make it up like he heard about it. This was news to him.
Right.
Okay, that's one. Number two, you just listed the stuff that they do to ward off this Hiji.
Yes.
I got to tell you, this is the first time I've ever heard of anybody doing math. How does math come into play here? You said that if you put out the rice and all that the spirit is compelled to count the rice.
I'm just reading what it says there.
I just
Ben.
think that's odd. Imagine the grandmother, Sean's grandmother sitting on a porch, and this spirit comes up, and the grandmother has put rice everywhere, and sitting on it, she's sitting on a porch in a rocking chair smoking an old corncob pipe, and the spirit, the Hiji, comes up and looks down and sees all the rice. And what did you say? They're compelled to count every grain of rice.
Yeah.
Do you know how pissed that spirit would be, that Hiji? God damn it, motherfucker. Not this rice again. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. That spirit's is compelled to count the rice. I don't know what witch doctor
put that in place in Jamaica, but that's pretty badass. Because not only are you warding off the spirit, but you're making that Hiji count rice. What if Sean's grandmother put out like 10 pounds of rice and there's 18,000 pieces in there? And I got to ask you.
She's going to be there a while.
And okay, here's another question. What if she loses count and has to start over? Can she just say, fuck it, I'm leaving. I'm out. God damn it, I'm leaving. And all the while, Sean's grandmother sitting on the porch in the rocking chair, smoking that corncob pipe, just laughing her ass off because she outsmarted the Hiji. That's badass.
Well, Kristen in Discord says, just a side note, she goes, but I wonder if this spirit is the one mentioned in To Kill a Mockingbird by the kids when they are walking past the Radley house at night.
Well, it is.
Oh, we have confirmation.
Look at Sean stepping up, man. All right. Well, where else? Was there any more to the story? I didn't mean to cut you off, but was there any more there?
No, there is.
Okay.
Well, the thing is, usually at night they say it turns into a fireball.
Yeah.
But she turns into a fireball and she haunts cotton trees.
Okay.
So like sometimes she could also lure children, as like orbs of light.
Yeah.
So like I was saying, so basically so like I say, my father was like, she tried to come to the house, so he screamed, he calls my grandmother, and they're like, grandma, and my grandma comes, and she just disappears. But even though she disappeared, the problem is that it smelled like sulfur, like rotten eggs.
Yeah. That is wow.
Yeah.
That's scary.
How did your father see her there when she said you came up to the front door? Was he outside the house, or did he see her come up like through a window?
No, her silhouette was through the window.
Oh, God!
Wow, Grandma was smart.
That's one badass grandma. She didn't run. She explained the situation, and then she started to become proactive. She went after this thing.
Yeah, because she probably believed it. That's
Yeah,
probably
she knew.
something she grew up hearing.
Yeah, she believed it. She's like, okay, I know you're not making this up. I know what's going on. She knew the right questions to ask, and she knew how to handle it. Wow.
Well, but also like a lot of my family, right? We have some spirits through our lives.
Well, then you know what? Then I think your family just attracts evil spirits, man. And I got to tell you, Sean, if you're going to come out and visit with me, don't bring no Hijis. I ain't wearing no salt jackets or nothing out here. You can't bring any Hijis out here, Sean, okay?
Well, let's just say one thing. Different spirits for different religions and different what's the name. So it might not be a Hiji. It could be something from another culture.
True.
No, I don't want you to bring any of them out here.
I think the general's saying he's scared of the Hiji.
Yeah, I don't want you to bring any of them.
That's the one he doesn't want.
I don't want you to come out here and me go, Sean, dude, you brought a Hiji, and have Sean go, no, this is a Catholic Protestant. Evil spirit. You're okay? No, I'm still not going to be okay.
No, trust me, General. She wouldn't go after you. You know what? She goes after children and babies.
That's
okay,
right.
and my wife always tells you guys that I've never matured past 12 years old. So, see, according to my wife, I would be an open target. I'm telling you.
Oh, man. So the thing is, my grandmother, so like the next morning, they went to the house, where she said she was located at.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And the house was burnt down the next day.
What?
Ooh.
What?
Somebody burnt the house down.
Probably your grandma.
No, that is the grandfather. He went over. Remember, he went over there looking, and he's like, "Well, you know what? If this is where you live, no, not anymore." Your grandfather did it. That's what happened, Sean. Your grandfather.
Well, somebody
burned it down.
did.
Well, somebody did because the thing is, it was lots of around that time. It was sightings of a woman that was like going through the neighborhood trying to lure kids.
So other people saw this.
Yes, other people, kids, just like my father, came and said, "Well, there's an old lady giving us sugar cane and candy and telling us to come to her house."
Wow. Let me ask you one question, Sean. To the best of you,
yes.
And I don't know if your father's still alive or not. You'd have to ask him.
He said he passed away.
Okay. But did any kids go missing from that village?
Yes. Yes. But the thing about it is, because it was 1959, 1960s,
Yeah.
it was, well, even if she did kill the kids, we would know because, like, spiritually, you would feel them and see them. But also, the truth is, around that time, there was a lot of mercenary groups around that time in gang wars. So, kids have been kidnapped from their homes to become soldiers.
Sure.
So, it could have not to be smart in general. It could have been either or.
Right.
You could be kidnapped and be forced to become a soldier and killed, or the old Hiji could have got you.
There was a lot
but
going on.
you know what? What a perfect cover for the Hiji.
Yeah.
You know, because if a
Yeah.
Hiji's running around doing stuff, half the town would say, no, it's mercenaries. They're kidnapping kids. What a perfect cover. Because if there was no mercenaries, if they weren't kidnapping kids at that time, then
Yes.
everybody would be forced to believe and look out and understand that it's the Hiji. But she didn't have to worry about that because there was other things going on.
Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly.
Somebody over on YouTube, A787 Fixer says new grocery list: rice and salt. That's what he said.
That's right. But now everybody out there, a car battery will smell like rotten eggs when it goes bad.
Ooh.
So all of a sudden, people are going to think there's Hijis under their hoods of their cars.
You never know. Start burning your sage.
No kidding. Get it? I'm going to pour salt on my engine before I start changing the battery.
Oh my gosh.
Well, Sean, was there anything more to that, or was that it, or was there more there?
Well, no, that was basically it. Hopefully, it was long enough for you, Jennifer.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
no,
it
digging
was.
that. I got it. I got the whole
Well,
thing.
I do have a question. As your father got older and he told this story, was he scared? Like, did this, when his grandma got into defensive mode, did your dad, go get scared about it?
Did he tell the story often or
Well-
not very often?
No, but the thing is, he told it to us and always told us that if any strangers come to us and give us candy, let him know.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like don't
Because-
talk to strangers.
Sure.
Yeah, that's what we were taught.
Yes.
Got it. Huh, that's cool. At least Grandma and Grandpa had back
Yeah.
Yeah.
his mom and dad.
They knew, and they said something. They did something about it.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, my man, Sean, I appreciate you calling in. I'm going to move on to the next caller, but you're always welcome to call in. Anytime you need something, you just let us know.
Oh, thank you, Jennifer, so much. I appreciate both of you, you and Mama X.
Aw,
and the
thank
nation.
you so much.
Nah, we love you, Sean. You've been around a long time. We like family. All right, buddy?
Oh, you too.
We'll talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, my
Talk
friend.
to you. Bye.
Sean, now see, that was so much better than the first. Not that his story was better. I think both of his encounters, one was his father, of course, and one was his. I think both stories are great. But if Sean would have told his first story the way he told this one, just kind of laid it out better, I think people would have got more involved
Maybe
in
the
story.
first time he was nervous.
He could have been.
Lots of
I get that,
people
but I'm
get
just saying
nervous.
that he told that story perfectly, and we all understood what time frame, where he was, and what was going on.
And that we need rice and salt.
And we need rice and salt, yeah.
There we go.
And that if you really want to piss off a Hiji, make him count to 1 million. Because you
Lay
said
that rice everywhere.
yeah, you said they're forced and compelled to count the
That's
grains
what
of
it
rice.
said.
I'd have just kept dumping rice on the thing. That Hiji'd have been there all night long.
I posted that YouTube video or the information on both the Discord and in the YouTube channel for people to go look at later about
Oh
it.
yeah, far out. That's cool. All right, so listen, that was one story. That was one guy. That was Sean.
Sean MacArthur.
Now we got Eric.
Eric. Are you ready?
Now I might have a problem here because I talked to Shiloh Ferguson, our producer, during a staff meeting earlier, and I kind of got an idea on what we could talk about with Eric. Why is Eric calling in?
Where we're going with this.
Right, where we're going with this. But Shiloh was kind of vague. She kind of said, well, he'll talk about whatever you want to. And I'm like, well, I don't, that
So are you
means,
going to poke the bear?
well, can I jump around? Can I be like, what do you think of the John F. Kennedy assassination? Did we land on the moon? Are underwater aliens deep in the Marianas Trench real? I mean, a guy's not going
Are
to be...
there aliens on the dark side of the moon?
I just covered that. I just said that.
I'm sorry.
Not everybody can be passionately knowledgeable and deep about every subject. So I'm not saying, well, you can call me up and ask me anything. Well, what do you want to talk about, Eric? That's what I'm getting at. Does he have something that's on his mind?
Oh,
Maybe we go there first.
well, we'll have to see.
Let him talk about it. Now, remember, this doesn't have to be aliens and Bigfoot and all. It can be conspiracies.
Conspiracy theories, yeah.
Yeah, we can talk about stuff too. I got more questions about conspiracies than I have answers. But that's how I get to conclusions, and I get to the next level of thinking is I ask a bunch of questions and I do a lot of listening.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's give Eric a call. Do one, and then bump bump bump. Got that right? And and then do, and that's how my phone sounds because I'm cheap and I have a cheap phone.
That sounds like a lot of numbers.
Well, yeah, Sun Valley Fox gave me this phone because he's on his third cell phone of his entire life. He keeps them forever.
He has flip phones.
I'm on phone number 2. All right, this is Eric. Let's see if he's on here.
Two ringy dings.
3 ringy dings.
3 ringy dings.
I don't think Eric wants to talk to me tonight. Uh-oh. No Eric.
Oh.
Uh-oh. No Eric. Look at that.
Shiloh's going to be ticked.
Shiloh's going to be pissed. Like, don't you
Call has been forwarded.
Wow. Shiloh's going to be like, don't you have my general call you? Don't you have my general call you up and you not be there? Well, Eric, we did try to give him a call. I guess he did not want to partake in this evening's conversation.
Damn.
Or maybe, this is what I think. Eric doesn't want to follow Sean. He's like, no,
true.
Sean's story was too cool. I can't compete with that. I'm just not going to look good. This isn't going to go well for me. So he elected not to answer.
Did you check your phone for any messages or anything that came through?
No. Let's see if I got it. Maybe I got a message from Eric. Maybe he could have said, no, I'm counting rice outside of my front door and I can't participate in tonight's show because I'm busy with salt and rice. Let me see. Let me text him. Let me see if he's in here. We go to recents and we go to Eric and then we go to message and
Answer your damn phone. Tell him.
Yeah. How about we'll start with yo.
Sup?
You good for tonight's call? Question mark. Send. All right. So I did send him a message. We tried to call him. His phone's ringing right now because Shiloh Ferguson is calling going, what the fuck, man? Thought you wanted to be on the show, goddammit. Thought you were there. So, I don't know.
She is reporting in staff thread that he said he was ready at 7:30. It is now 7:54.
Oh, I didn't know I was on someone else's timetable.
I don't know.
I didn't know that. It doesn't say that in our
But why
notes.
wouldn't he be listening to the channel?
I don't know, but it doesn't say in my notes, call by 7:30. She just has some notes in here. Oh, there he is. He said sure. Maybe he's taken his shot of whiskey, holstered up his guns, and now he's ready for me.
All right.
Let's find out. Let's call Eric.
Yo.
Don't do
Eric. Sup?
We'll try again.
Hello.
Hey, Eric, it's the General Gen X Talks. How are you?
Hey, General, how you doing? I've been thinking about this call all day, and I done dozed off and fell asleep. I was like, hold on.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me that the show's that boring that you fell asleep when the show started? That's horrible, man.
No, I fell asleep, but waiting for the show to start. It's 11
All
o'clock
right,
over here.
all right. Then I don't feel so bad. All right, so I got to tell you, Eric, Shiloh Ferguson, our producer, has just put a couple notes in here, but she did not elaborate on this phone call on what direction you would like to take it. So what were you thinking, my friend?
Well, we were talking about some spooky stuff and some haunted things and stuff like that. I was listening to a show when the topic got brought up,
Yeah.
and we had some stuff like that going on over here in a place in Maryland, and we figured we'd go in that direction.
All right. What's going on spooky over in Maryland?
Well, originally I had a lot of flat Earth stuff I wanted to talk to you about, and my head's all in a circle right now with this Artemis and that stuff going on. So we're going the spooky route tonight.
All right, so you got to circle the wagons for me on the flat Earth stuff. You got to collect your thoughts, right?
Yeah, guaranteed.
All right, well, we coming back to that topic, my friend. We'll come back on a different night, okay? Go ahead and tell me what's spooky in Maryland tonight.
Oh, okay. Well, there's a place in Maryland. It's called the Pocomoke Forest. It's over on the eastern shore of the peninsula, and there's the Atlantic Ocean on one side and a big bay on the other.
All right.
It's in the. You ever look at the map?
Yeah, sure.
Of the eastern shore. There's peninsula. Okay. And in the woods of the Pocomoke Forest, there's an old church. And in the old church, it's always been told down generations. Everybody's heard about it, about this Bible that can't be, that people try to take out of an old church in this place called Furnace Town. Well, it's not been told this Bible can't be removed from the church. Many people tried. And one of the spooky things is, I know people that's tried, and they come back white as a ghost. I mean, they're just freaked out because they couldn't do it. They just couldn't leave with it.
How come? You just walk in, you pick up the Bible, you put it under your arm, and you walk out. It's physics, man.
Yep, no locks on the doors. It's an antique place. I mean, it's not like they don't even lock the doors on the place. There's no breaking and entering or nothing. People know about it. But the problem is, the closer you can pick it up off where the preacher stands, you can pick it up off the pedestal.
Yeah.
Or
the pulpit.
Podium.
The pulpit.
The pulpit.
Yeah.
There we go. You can pick it up, but it's farther. The closer you get to the door, the heavier it gets, and you can't carry it out. It gets heavier and heavier the closer you get to the door. I know it sounds weird. Sounds like a fish story. We call them around here a lot of fish stories because we're on the water. But
now you said you've known people that tried to do this.
Yes.
Do you believe
Guaranteed.
them? You believe them?
100% guaranteed. And the part that's almost unbelievable past that is it was when you let it go, when you get to the door, it goes back to the pulpit. Once you can't carry it any farther, and that's when you take off running anyway. When you leave the place. So.
All right. So here we go. So this is Generation X. This is the general. I'm putting my keen mind of observation to work, and I'm going to help you solve this. Eric, are you ready?
Ready.
Okay. There's a couple things that come into play in the general's mind. I'd like to expand on these things for you and our listening audience. Number one, I was in Burbank one time, Burbank, California, and I was taking my mother-in-law shopping at a Target. We walked out with the shopping cart. We pushed it across the parking lot down there in the suburbs of Los Angeles, and the shopping cart became harder to push the further I went across the parking lot. Got to a point where the shopping cart was unable to go any further. Now, I had no idea what was going on. First time I'd ever seen something like this. And just like you and all your township folk down there in the backwoods of Maryland, I too thought there might be something supernatural going on at this Target in Burbank, California. And what it was they were preventing the shopping carts from being stolen, and they had a magnetic strip in the parking lot that would not allow the shopping cart to go over a certain line. It got heavier and heavier. I'm going to submit to you this could be theory number one, that someone has devised a magnetic mechanism to make sure that Bible doesn't get stolen like a shopping cart at Target. And the closer you get to that magnetic ring in that church, the heavier that Bible gets. That's number one. Number two is something that'll take us back to a documentary. There was a documentary of several documentaries that all went together chronologically, and I have studied these documentaries forward and backward. You might have heard of them. It's called the Marvel Cinematic Universe. More to the point, the Avengers. Let me hone in on part of this. Hey, don't laugh.
I'm sorry.
Don't laugh, woman. Part of this documentary talks about a man named Thor and his hammer. Now, that hammer could not be lifted or taken away either unless someone who was worthy did it. Now, I submit to you that Thor is just a made-up person. It's a made-up character. I go along with that part of the documentary. However, someone else who could pick up that hammer was Captain America. I read about it in the documentary. I would submit to you that if Captain America was in your little podunk town at that unlocked church, Captain America, who is worthy, could pick up that Bible and walk straight out with it. Those are the two things that come to mind to help you decipher this mess, let you know that there's some practical and supernatural applications. I love solving mysteries, Eric, and I think I might have put you in the right direction. So what you need to do is go in there with a metal detector and Captain America. And one of those two ways, you're going to come out with that Bible, my friend. What do you think about that?
Well, you got me choked up. I didn't want to laugh the whole time you were talking.
Wait,
but
laugh.
I'm with you
What
on
do you
that
mean
one,
laughing,
Eric.
man? This is some serious business, Eric, man. These are dim light, dark room drinking conversations we're having, man.
You're
and I,
not at the bottom of the glass
we're
either.
solving the mysteries of the universe, Eric. You can't laugh. These are serious.
I understand. Okay, well, let's go a little deeper into this.
I'm ready.
Pocomoke Forest situation.
All right.
Okay, that's just one of the details, but family members of family members have told more than that tale.
All right.
Okay, there's Bigfoot sightings in this forest on my father's side.
Okay.
They swear they went camping when they were younger and saw Bigfoot, something big and tall and hairy, like they described Bigfoot. There's a story I was in where, like, you see, we went in the woods and there was a bridge that you're supposed to stop on. You stop on the bridge and you beep the horn 3 times and something's supposed to happen. Well, we do this and then go to start the car won't start.
Why'd you shut the car off?
It was part of the it was part of it. You go stop out in the middle of the woods, cut the car off, cut your lights off, beep the horn 3 times, something happens.
All
well,
right.
we did the ritual. The car wouldn't start. I swear, we pushed the car off the bridge, and then the lights came on. We started it up and left. Freaked out. Stuff like that. That's handheld from the family. I mean, stories that I know personally. There's other stories you hear. It's a spooky place. It's a spooky place.
It sounds like it.
Yeah, it's known. It's kind of swampy marshland in the middle of the woods. It's the oldest forest around. I mean, it's
How tall was the bridge?
It's short, maybe only 30 foot wide, standing 5 foot over the water. I mean, it's
Okay.
just a wooden bridge out in the middle of nowhere.
Now, would you like me to solve that mystery of the bridge in the car for you? Because it is a very practical application I can give you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, as you know, back in the day, there's the Civil War, and before that, the Revolutionary War. A lot of times, they tried to cross rivers and streams on bridges, and the bridges and things would break and things would fall in there, like cannons. The cannons would often get lost in the marshes. They'd get lost in the rivers and lakes because they would fall, they would break, that was too heavy, and they have to rebuild things or go around. So what probably happened at that particular crossing,
back being that you're part of the old country. Your stuff goes back 250 years. You're not like out here in California where we've only been around since the 60s. You guys have some history back there. So just imagine those cannons that fell in that water. Now, what was a big part of the cannons made back then? Magnesium. There's a good chance that all those cannons sulfating in the water all those years have created a magnetic field that while your alternator is running, your system can charge because it's generating electricity. But when you shut it off, that magnetic field envelops your car battery and the battery will discharge. When you push the car out of the magnetic field, the battery can start again. It's out of the magnetic field. It is no longer discharging, and it'll start. Now, if you're actually going to go publish this information, I'd like at least credit for it, because if I'm solving mysteries for you, Eric, because we're buddies now, we're drinking buddies, I think I should get a little bit of credit there. You know, if you walk around town telling everybody you've solved the mystery of the bridge, they're going to give you a parade. They're going to build a statue of you in town. Just put my name at the bottom of it right along with yours. That's all I'm asking, buddy. Can you do that for me?
Yes, sir. I thought they were doing something on Oak Island or out there on Skinwalker Ranch, but you got the answers, General.
That's because we're drinking, Eric. Man, we got getting to the truth at that bottom of the glass, baby. We know where to go get answers. We both do.
I heard that.
All right. So, is there anything else on there? You sure you want to save the flat Earth stuff? We can talk flat Earth, or on another night, or you can give me one thing tonight.
What's bothering him right now about it?
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I'm having conflicts, but there are three things I wanted to tell you to start with.
Okay.
Okay. Water always finds its level. There's no other way to put it. Okay. Water finds the shape of its container.
Okay.
Okay. 2, gravity's still only a theory. We can't reproduce it. We can't, it's still a theory. Gravity's still a theory. Okay. And water level, gravity's a theory, and that's a good place to start. But okay, the ice wall. If on a globe there's no ice wall. So if you look up Admiral Byrd, there's an admiral from the 50s or 40s, Admiral Byrd and the ice wall. He explains it. He talks about it. He's an admiral from back in the day.
All right, I'll tell you what. We'll just touch on these three things briefly, and then you and we can do some homework, and we'll have a whole show on just this. But I'll tell you three things. I agree with you. Water does seek its own level. I would agree with that. Number 2, I think we can reproduce gravity because the definition of gravity is objects with more mass draw to them objects with smaller mass. Okay? That's the theory of gravity. So when you drop a tennis ball, the tennis ball goes towards Earth because Earth is bigger and has more mass and has more gravity. That's the very definition of gravity, and we can reproduce it, we can test it, and we can see it. The third thing is I'm very familiar with Admiral Byrd, and I do believe his diaries. I do believe the things he has said. Now, you and I differ, I think, on what he has said, but we'll get into that later. But let me back up to problem number 1. If you don't think gravity exists, and you say we can't reproduce it, then how does water seek its own level? It's using gravity to seek its own level.
Talks about electromagnetism. Everything has its own its own frequency. You think of the world in frequency, but yeah, there's a whole besides gravity, electromagnetism or electrostatic and stuff like that does the same thing on mass.
You'd have to stretch pretty far out there to make that, when it could be just as simple as gravity is gravity and water is affected by gravity. Much simpler explanation than to extrapolate to the 10th degree to try to make something kind of make sense that you can very much believe in. Sometimes, Eric,
The simplest answers are the right ones. But we'll get into that. We'll talk about them. I'm with you, buddy. I'll listen. We got stuff. I'm not gonna call you a liar or a jerk or a nerd or nothing. We're just gonna have a conversation. But let's set up a time and let's go into those things, because especially the Admiral Byrd thing, I'm fascinated by that guy. I really am. There's so much in there that I believe this guy, because he was absolute war hero. He was an honorable man. They gave him a ton of money and a ton of gear and equipment and said, go find something. And what he found and what he said he saw, they buried this guy afterwards. They discredited him. They got rid of him. They put him out to pasture and said, don't talk about it again. And I'm telling you, on the Admiral Byrd side, we may not agree with. We'll have to. You and I'll have to hash out what you think he said and saw, what I think he said and saw. But I'm with you. I am a fan of Admiral Byrd, 100%. I'm with you on that one.
All right.
All right.
Okay, sounds good.
Eric, I'm going to run because
sir.
I've had a busy day. I've had a busy few days, and I got to head out of town at oh God, early tomorrow. And I still have some editing that I have to do tonight, so you guys can all get your shows up and running for tomorrow. But I really super appreciate you letting us call, playing along with the OTR show tonight. It was great. Having Sean MacArthur was our first guest. Eric was our second.
Hang up with him. Don't forget to hang up with him and say goodbye.
I was getting there. I was complimenting him and saying, and
I thought he was just going to end the show on you.
I wasn't going to end. I was going to say, Eric, and thank you for playing along.
Okay.
Thank you for letting us call, and we'll catch you on the next show. We'll set up a time for you.
Bye, Eric.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
See how don't you ever question.
You forget.
Don't you question a trained broadcast professional, which I am.
All right, we'll have to have Shy hook him up for a full hour,
Yeah.
probably.
Oh yeah, it's going to go longer than that because there's some stuff. But you got to admit, I had him choking on his spit a little bit with how does water find its own level without gravity? That's just applying some Gen X street logic to the situation. We'll talk more about that. We'll get some stuff. I love talking with flat earthers. I love talking about their ice wall stuff. There's maps that show weird things back in the 15th century that didn't show up on maps in the 16th century and then did reappear in the 17th century.
Ooh.
And there are some questions. Why were those things perfectly drawn?
Huh.
They'd been there. They'd seen it and then gone in the next 100 years like they floated on boats right through where it was supposed to be, and it's not there.
Interesting.
Yeah, just because you can't
Sounds
plan
like
that
Eric's
stuff.
struggling right now with the Artemis 2 right now in the flat Earth. He's got questions.
He touched about Artemis, but didn't tell us why. Maybe he will next time. I think that's good. So we'll go back there with Eric. Shiloh can set him up on a net. We'll get a time slot. We can make him the whole show one time. I'm fine with that. But
I already told her in staff thread to start booking it.
All right, you guys, it's time to get out of here, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. I submit to you everything given tonight as evidence that we have much to talk about, that there's still debates going on. Thank you to Sean MacArthur. What a well-told story.
That was awesome.
I believe his dad wholeheartedly. Eric jumped in with a few things. You know there's some stuff going on, but unfortunately for Eric and his whole township in Maryland, I have worked out, resolved, and put an exclamation point. All he needs to do is go down to that church with a metal detector and Captain America, and something's going to get figured out. Because those are your answers. That's why we're here. Gen X Talks and OTR off the record. Give, never take. Just giving answers and giving helpful advice. All right, say goodnight, Gracie.
Good night, Gracie.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for listening along. Not sure where you're chiming in from around the planet. AM, FM, Sirius XM, or perhaps you're checking in on the Armed Service Radio Network. Remember two things in this life. Number one, wherever you go,